and welcome to part 2 of the custom level design map in the level design course. Since the last video, I've added a couple different things that would affect the gameplay as well as the environment. Got some fire in here. And in the last video I didn't really show off what is in each of the chests, so I'll go ahead and do that now. This is the warrior room, so they start out with a couple of different sustain items and just a simple shield and axe setup. The chemist here, all of their items are one-time use only, so they'll have a lot more items in general. They're a lot harder to use than the other classes, so they'll start out with a little bit more. They have a knockback stick for getting distance, and then a fire aspect blaze rod for doing a little bit of damage, as well as several potions, and then some relatively weak armor. The Beastmaster over here has a bow with several different arrow types: poison, slowness, and harming, as well as just a standard arrow to keep a consistent source of damage, as well as 8 different wolf spawn eggs, so they can continuously have a pet alongside them, and then some medium armor as well. And then the rogue has a couple of different strength potions, swiftness potions, and then invisibility, so they'll be doing a lot more damage than the warrior class, but they are a little bit more vulnerable without the shield of the warrior class, and they also have a crossbow that will weaken the enemies from a distance, and they also have decent armor, not great armor. I think we got some lightning. So like I said, a couple of different environment changes in the map. So the first thing I wanted to add was a new source of lighting. One of the main things that I got in the feedback from the playtesting was struggles through navigation in the maze. Let's do that real quick. So I wanted to add in a couple of new light sources, but also make it so that they could act as a landmark that would help navigation through the maze. So I added lava. It helps with lighting, and it also is a pretty clear indicator of where you are in the maze. It also adds a new layer of mechanics, because you can fall in the lava and it'll harm you, obviously, or you can also knock enemies into the lava, especially as someone with the chemist who has the knockback stick. It will create some interesting gameplay experiences where you are trying to circle around this pool of lava and knocking enemies into the lava while you're fighting them. And other than that, I also added a couple of different secrets. There are none on the first level, so I'll go ahead and go up to the second level real quick. So on this the second level here, I sort of gave a hint indicator. The first indicator is that there's water dripping through the ceiling here. And once you go in through this hallway here, you can see this little stream of water flowing through the wall as well. And if you look back there, you can see that the water flows up into a hole in the roof. And if you go around this edge here, whoops, and make the jump, you can climb your way up into this little water flow, and there are 2 secret chests with very powerful items if you've found them. Well, 1 powerful item. The other secret is in the final level. And this secret also grants you access to an alternate ending in the game. So once you jump down into this water, there's a hidden cave beneath the water that will grant you access to an ender pearl. And ender pearls, when you throw them, you can throw them out and they will teleport you to wherever they land. So once you've beaten the final level, you come up the stairs here, and if you turn around, you can actually see a little hollowed out area where you can see the light of day. Type. So if you find that chest and come over here, you can throw out the Ender Pearl and effectively beat the level without actually beating the final boss. The other thing that I wanted to add and address was a couple people in playtesting said that there was an issue with the difficulty progression. It started out relatively easy, and it kind of stayed relatively easy throughout the whole level until you actually got to the final boss, which is sort of what I wanted, but I wanted the difficulty to kind of ramp up rather than just be easy all the way until you reach the last boss. So I changed some of the chests equipment, what's inside each of the chests, so that there's weaker items at the start and more powerful items at the beginning. Basically, all of the items in the chests on the first level will help you defeat the following 2 levels, and then the chests on the final level will help you defeat the final boss. So, for example, the armor on this level, the first level, will give you projectile protection armor, and the chests in the final level will give you blast protection. So projectile protection will help against skeletons, the skeleton archers, whereas the blast protection will help against the wither boss fight. And it also has a couple of different things to help reduce damage taken from the boss as well. And other than that, just a couple of different lower level equipment pieces in each of the chests on the lower level, just so that the difficulty felt appropriate as you moved up, going up further into the level. Another thing regarding the difficulty I didn't really mention before, but difficulty is also built into the game, so you can enter the game at different, like on an easy, normal, or hard difficulty setting, so that will determine how much damage you take from mobs and how much food you need to eat to get yourself back to full health. And one other thing that I added as well was I changed the keep inventory settings for this level, so when you die, you don't have to return to where you died and pick up all your equipment so you can continue. You just respawn back at your class location, and then you can start just straight from there without having to run back to your body. And that's pretty much everything I added. Thank you for watching.